Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my one block world. We're looking cool right now in our netherite armor. Oh my goodness, this is so very exciting. I can't believe we actually got netherite for the first time last time. Okay, we will have to work on getting some better tools and stuff because none of these are enchanted to the best. But I definitely do want to try and get a nice silk touch pickaxe, a nice fortune pickaxe, a good sword, a good axe, and maybe a good bow now that I'm trying to learn to use bows a little bit more. But then we can also try and get them to netherite, but this is very exciting. Oh my goodness. And if you saw last video, our trader, who's over there actually, also gave us some more sand. So we are smelting some more sand, so hopefully relatively soon we'll be able to finish building you know, some of netherite, some of this, because this was meant to be our bee habitat. And we're gonna build, you know, some greenery in here, some nice trees and stuff like that. But currently, it's not complete because we didn't have enough glass, because glass is just a resource that's a little bit more difficult to get. But luckily, whenever our trader is here and willing to trade, we are checking the trades out. So we got quite lucky last time, and I'm happy to say we now have some glass in our inventory. But it is going to be a little bit more work before this is complete. But I was also thinking, if we want this to be a bee habitat, our bees, so far at least, have had a nasty habit of despawning. Especially because we're like in and out of these chunks so much, we're loading in and out of the world. I feel like they're just despawning all the time. And so to fix that, I think I'm going to need to get myself a couple of name tags, which we currently don't have. But I do believe we should be able to get them through trading with a villager. And I believe it's the librarian villager, which we do have right over there. It just needs to be max level. There's glass here. Okay, I just wanted to double check. So I think we might do some just random trades with this villager, just to try and get their level up so that hopefully someday soon we can trade for some name tags. But it is not a problem we need to fix anytime soon, because as you can see, we still don't have anywhere near enough glass to get this job done. So I think we're gonna have to stay in the overworld a little bit longer. I'm also a little bit over the nether. While we did get our incredible upgrade template there last time, we've just not been having a lot of luck with our blaze trading, or just our blazes spawning as a whole. So I'm thinking today we just stay out here to get a little break from the nether, and then in another video I'll go back in there, maybe set up another little spawn island in a different type of biome to see if that helps the spawning at all. But yeah, currently I think I've seen enough of the nether. And so today I think we finish building this, and then we go and trade with our villager a little bit, and just maybe break the block a couple times. Just some regular one block world stuff, but now we look extra cool because we are wearing netherite armor. Oh my goodness, I cannot get over that. Like, it's so strange to me to have never worn netherite before and to now see myself wearing it. It's very interesting, but you know what? I'm proud of myself for facing my fears in the nether and coming out stronger by the end of it. But yeah, I hope you watched that last video. It's very exciting. Not every day, you know, you get to wear netherite for the first time, but I really did enjoy it. And hopefully we do many more cool things in this world as we progress. But today we're just nice and over in the overworld, just chilling in our awesome netherite, having a great day. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If this is your first time in this world, this video series, I would definitely suggest checking out some of the earlier videos. But originally we started on this one singular block, but this block is special. It's very special, in fact, because when you break this block, a new block spawns right in its spot. And this block we can break infinitely, forever and ever and ever, and it keeps spawning different blocks. There's a pool of blocks that it picks from, and so far we've been getting, you know, all of the good blocks. But it's been really exciting, and you never quite know what you're gonna get, but we have access to stuff like diamonds. We have access to stuff like stones and granite and stuff like that, but we also have access to leaves and to clay and to netherite, so it's actually quite exciting. A very good time. And we just continue to break this block. We are so close to having broken this block 10,000 times. It's actually insane. Usually the emeralds I break with a silk touch, but because I'm going to be trading with this guy in a second, I think we might as well just break him now. And hopefully the villager respawns and gets us some new trades. So the villager every once in a while will disappear and then come back with new trades for us. And that's how we get access to materials we don't necessarily have access to. There are also some modified crafting recipes, so that's another way we get access to materials. But for the most part, it's breaking this block, the villager, and our various mob farms. But so far, we've not really needed the mob farms for any like materials. But we're currently waiting for some more sand or glass. I'd trade for glass as well, just nice and easily. But to also craft sand, we can do that. There's a modified crafting recipe, but for that we need stone. So that's why you see me breaking the stone every time I do get it. But so far, we've truly learned a lot in this world. For me, this world is kind of just a learning opportunity. You know, I've built a mob farm for the first time. This is my first time ever wearing netherite, stuff like that. So it keeps it really interesting for me. And hopefully for you as well, as you learn alongside me, I suppose. That's an interesting sound when you break Skulk. I don't think I've ever consciously listened to that before. That was an interesting sound. Fun. I like it. Nice sound design there, Minecraft. But yeah, we're hoping to get a new, the villager to come back. Every once in a while, new villagers will spawn as well, which is how we get guys like Morgan over here, who I can then convince to stay on my island, and this guy as well. Yeah, L. Okay. So we've currently got convinced two to stay, but they'll ask for the most random stuff. So they'll usually ask for candles and beds and some type of animal meat. So it's really interesting, but something along those lines convinces them to stay with me. So that's what we do whenever we see them, or we try to at least. Sometimes we don't quite have all the materials. We've recently breached the Nether. That's been really exciting. The Nether is kind of an enemy to me. It always is in every single one of my Minecraft worlds. I try to avoid it simply because, I don't know, there's something about the Nether and me that means I just instantly die whenever I go into the Nether. And we definitely died a couple times in this Nether. That's an understatement. But I think I've gotten the hang of it, and I think because it's a one-block world and a one-block Nether, it's kind of forced me to have to build every platform, of course, that anything can spawn on, which in turn kind of slows it down for me because I can control how much or how quickly animals do spawn. So it's been really interesting for me to kind of learn how to use and play with the Nether in that sense. And I think I'm getting better at fighting the mobs. You'll have to judge for yourself the next time I go back into the Nether, or check out some of my older videos. But I think I'm giving it a decent shot. The Nether is scary, the Nether is frightening, but I can face the Nether. And we're currently doing a couple of projects in this world. It's been, you know, enough. We've spent a lot of time in here, so I think it's nice to give a little bit of an overview. But of course we have our animal farms, our wheat fields. Our wheat fields was one of the first ones because we didn't have a lot of food in the beginning. We also have a little bit of a pond for fishing. Honestly, this is still one of my favorite builds. It's quite simple, but I think it looks very nice. Not quite natural as in Minecraft natural, but natural to the world, I think. And we're hoping to build ourselves a little bit of a bee home in here, a bee habitat, because we like the bees. Honestly, the bees in Minecraft make me really happy because they just buzz around happily, but we've had bad luck with them despawning, especially because they're also just out in the open, and none of them have been name tagged. So I'm hoping in the future to buy a couple of name tags to then name the bees, move them into their new home, and then we can just deal with them whenever we need them, and they can just live happy little bee lives in the bee home where they'll be safe from the outside world. So that's kind of a longer term project. The skeleton for it is done. We'll have to do some interior designing as well, but it'll mainly just be trees and greenery. But for the most part, we're just waiting on the glass so that we can keep them nice and safe in there. So that's kind of what we've been doing in the overworld. And the Nether, like I said, has become a little bit more of a project, not only to face my fears, but also because we really want to get some blazes so we can get blaze rods for potioneering. I believe we've got 1 or 2 blaze rods. Yeah, 2. But we have really bad luck with blazes spawning at the moment. So I'm trying to figure out if there's any biome or location that has more blazes spawning than others, so I can set up a little bit of a spawning location there so that we can hopefully get a couple more blazes, and then I'll be able to learn another new Minecraft skill in potion making, because that's one other thing I've yet to really truly explore in Minecraft. So that's kind of our long-term goals for this world. And other than that, I don't really, I don't know what this future holds for me. I just started in this world. It was 1 block. It was awesome. And now it's many a blocks, and it's still awesome. So we'll continue to just have fun in this world and see where it takes us. But if you have any ideas for Minecraft skills I should maybe explore, or areas of this mod pack that I haven't yet seen that you think could be fun, definitely let me know. I think at some point potentially we can go into the end. I only think that because we have had opportunities to trade for an end portal frame, I do believe. Let me see if I remember correctly, or maybe I'm misremembering, but I thought we could trade for an end portal frame, which leads me to believe that the end does exist in this world. So stuff like that could also be a lot of fun to maybe one day have a little bit of a look at, but for now we're just kind of taking it one day at a time and seeing where this adventure takes us. It's been a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot, and hopefully you're all learning along a little bit with me. Okay, let's see. I think we pretty much got every single block we could get from that, which is fun. How I've been usually doing all of this is once we get a full stack of an item, we take the stack out and we move it to our secondary storage location, which I'm working on. It's just a little bit far, so I never really go all the way out here, but it is here. It exists. So we've got, a bunch of materials in here if we ever do need them, but not nearly as much. I don't spend a lot of time breaking the block while I'm AFK, just because it actually does require me to be at the keyboard. But I do sometimes spend a lot of time AFK at the mob farms. But so far, maybe I just need to spend a little bit more time breaking the block in between videos, or doing it during videos, but then with something to discuss with you all. So maybe if you have any questions for me, anything you want me to answer, anything you've been wanting to know, maybe let me know. And maybe in a couple videos, once I've got a couple of questions, I can start answering them and hopefully just break the block for a little bit while we do some nice cozy Q&As. Because this world, honestly, I didn't know what to expect when I started this, and honestly it's been such an incredible experience in this world, with the bees, with all the skills I've learned, doing fun little builds like this. And like this one I'm really proud of. I love this build. This one so far isn't my favorite, but it's a build I made either way, and I think that by itself also just deserves its respect. And sure, not every build I make is going to be my favorite ever, but I do get to just have fun and practice my Minecraft skills, and that's at the end of the day what this world is mainly about. Having fun, playing the game. Okay, we will be trading for cobblestone because that's pretty much free. I don't care about either of those, and I don't think I care enough about slime balls either. So if you'd follow me, we will be getting some rotten flesh. There we go. I don't know why, but I think this is the first time I've truly actually noticed that they have red eyes. It seems logical, like of course they'd have red eyes, but this is the first time I feel like I've actually noticed that, which is interesting. The more you know. There we go. Just a couple of stacks, if you please. Thank you very much for your services. I do appreciate them. One of these days we need to maybe have a music party. We have so many discs. Ooh, we can do armor trims now that we've got netherite armor. Ooh, that could be so much fun. I'm having a great time with this netherite armor. It feels like I've reached a new level of Minecraft playing, which is always fun. I don't know. First time wearing netherite, it just feels awesome. Like nothing can stop me, except everything can, of course, still stop me. But it makes me feel a little bit stronger, and hopefully the next time I go into the nether, I'll be able to face my fears just a little bit better. Let's trade for a couple of books. because we have one left. Oh my goodness, we're all out of books here as well. Because we want to have our tools, whenever we make them to the max level, be mending anyway. So I might as well just grab those books right now. Nothing in here, that's fine. And then the rest that we'll trade for is just, I believe he trades for lanterns. So that will be nice and chill. But let's first make ourselves a couple books. There we go. That'll get the job done. So we have one. This would be for a second pickaxe. Okay, it's a little bit broken. It seems to me to be a little bit broken. Oh, because I don't have enough emeralds, of course. I remember the issue. So we need one more. So we have both of our pickaxes. We need one for an axe and one for a sword and one for a bow. So we want to trade for like 3 more. Our emerald supply is dwindling. Or not really. Our emerald supply is awesome, but we're gonna have to mine that block a little bit more in the future. I was like, why isn't it working? But I just don't have the money. Okay, so that's our sword, our axe. Wow, and just like that, we're pretty much out again. And our bow. And that should cover all of that. And there we go. That was very expensive of us to do, but I do think it's worth it. Would have been cheaper to make lanterns, of course, but we're trying to level this guy up, so it makes sense to me to do this right now. And we got a couple books in storage once more. I need you to become even better. Okay, ink sacks for emeralds. Ooh, emeralds for glass. Wow. That is a trade I didn't even know existed because I have never worked with villagers before. So you see, this world is teaching me a lot. But I guess we gotta farm for some emeralds. Break the block a couple times. Hopefully our fortune carries us and gives us all the emeralds. But I think we're gonna have to be a little bit more patient. In the next one, we'll probably go back into the nether. Hopefully see about getting a blaze farm going or just a blaze spawnable location. But I think we've got some projects that need working on. This is so close to, it's like halfway to done, over halfway honestly. And then we can finish this once we've got some name tags as well. We'll continue working on our enchanting of our tools, which will also be done probably in between videos, as I do have to AFK at this farm forever and ever to get the experience I need. But we'll also probably, I don't know, we'll have to do lots of little things, lots of little projects, hopefully get ourselves the blaze rods to do the potioneering, to learn how to deal with the villagers and all of that fun stuff. I believe we only really need to cure 2 villagers and then we can breed for the rest. But we still gotta cure those first 2 villagers, which I've never done. And then we gotta breed those 2 villagers, which I've also never done. So it's going to be a very exciting time. But I think we've done our goal of today of mining the block, dealing with the villager, and trading with our librarian. I guess next time we'll do some more exciting stuff, but definitely, like I said, let me know any questions you have for me about this series, about other series, just in general, and I'll see if I can answer them in one of these videos where I just break the block a little bit. A little Q&A style video, if you will, because we are coming up to almost a year of me posting on this channel once more, so I feel like it's time to ask some, or not to ask them, to answer some questions that you guys might have. So definitely feel free to comment them down below. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. I do appreciate all of your support so very, very much. If you have any ideas for what you want me to see me do in this world, also let me know. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And hopefully I'll see you again very, very soon in this world or the next. Alright, have a good one. Bye-bye!